and enjoy the feed. Looks like we got some of you in. All right, here's the deal. Today is supposed to be Feedback Friday, and before, our world's already crazy, but before it gets really crazy, which, it's probably going to get really crazy here really soon, and if you think it's already crazy, anyway, what we're going to do today is instead of Feedback Friday, we're going to have Fun Friday, because we did get some questions through the feedback at faithbc.net, but it was, let's just go ahead and say, very serious, very heavy questions. Like questions that, we could try to address and we could try to deal with, but you guys are already doing as so much already. It's already so crazy. And so we just want to have fun. We want to have a lighthearted time. And in fact, we're going to have a little bit of a trivia game. Jeff and I are going to spend a little time telling some stories. And so let's just enjoy the time. If you are online there on YouTube or on the app, start commenting in there. In fact, we're going to ask you for some responses there in a second. But without further ado, I'm gonna give up the mic real quick to Pastor Jeff, who today is wearing, if you can believe this, he is wearing the sport coat or the suit coat from our senior prom. We both went to Chesapeake High School, graduated class of 1999. And Jeff somehow still fits into his sport coat, somehow still has it. Well, maybe when you see him, you'll know why he still has it, because nobody else in the world would want to wear that thing. So without further ado, wearing his senior prom garb, here is Pastor Jeff.
What's up, everybody? Look at this. I look good. Yes, and I still sort of fit into it. It was I think a 4XL when I first got it. So funny story, it's 100% true. I did wear this as well as a neon green shirt, a blue bow tie, and Aladdin hammer pants. It was horrific, but it's kind of a funny story how I got it. So I was in Texas for my grandfather's funeral. It's not it'll get funny. So it started sad, but I was known for wearing Hawaiian clothes all throughout my senior year of high school. And so we were down there for the funeral, and there was a little store called Island, Texas. And I went in and they said, hey, we can make you a full suit for your senior prom. And I was like, that's amazing. But before I drop a stupid amount of money on this coat, I need to check it with one person. So I went back to my grandparents' house and I called my girlfriend at the time and I said, hey, I just want to clear this with you. I'm looking to buy this Hawaiian tuxedo. She's like, oh, that's great. That sounds awesome. And I'm like, all right, yeah. And I said, well, I just wanted to make sure because I didn't want to embarrass you at the senior prom. And that's when she told me I wasn't thinking we would go together. So she went with somebody else. So anyway, it's just a sad story all around. It's not funny at all. So anyway, we're going to do some trivia and we are going to have some fun. We're glad that you are checking in. In just a minute, we're going to bring back Pastor Tim. We're going to talk for a little bit. And then we're going to run a little bit of a trivia game. We're only dealing with two topics tonight. The topic that I know and the topic that he knows. So I'm going to be asking Pastor Tim questions about Baltimore Orioles and their history, and he's going to be asking me about movies. And it's going to be a lot of fun. But what we want you to do is we're going to give you a little bit of time since there's a little bit of a lag. And when we ask the questions, we want you to chime in the text with your answer and see if you can beat the pastors. If you can beat the pastors, whoever gets the highest score at the end of this broadcast, we legit, provided you live mildly close, we are going to bring you candy and leave it on your doorstep or something, or toilet paper, I don't know, milk. I don't know, we're not finding any in the county. So anyway, without further ado, please welcome back to the stage the embodiment of the former late Rod Roddy from The Price is Right. That's his joke, not mine. Please welcome Pastor Tim.
What's up, everybody? Come on down. This actually was the jacket I was planning on wearing to. There's my dog hanging out in the office.
Favorite color.
I was planning on wearing this tonight to shine, but I got sick and wasn't able to be there, and so I figured let's do it, man. Let's wear the jacket. All right. Before we have the game, we had a little story time. So Pastor Jeff and I have known each other since third grade, somewhere in there, and we went to the same schools and all that kind of stuff, and his parents actually stole my parents' address to go to the same schools, so I don't know how ethical and moral that is, Dr. Higgins. We've known each other for a long time, so I told him, I said, man, grab any story that you remember of me from throughout the years and just share it, and I'm going to do the same with him, and all that kind of stuff. So tell a story, man. Just make it clean. Make it clean.
You did not give me that to start with. All right, anyway, so here's the deal. I've shared this story from the pulpit before, but it was years ago, and nobody pays attention when anyone preaches, so this is probably new. So I spent a lot of evenings, a lot of nights over at Tim's house. We would hang out all the time, and we had this one vice where all of our friends were out doing horrible things. Our vice would be that we would watch Jerry Springer, like late at night, and his dad, Mr. John, did not like that at all.
It's Jerry Springer. What?
It was bad. And so one night we are laying in his basement, like he's on one sofa, I'm on the other, and all of a sudden he had like this folding door, and it just opened up, and in walks Mr. John.
It was the accordion door.
Yeah. And Mr. John walks in, and right as he does it, Tim grabs the remote and hits last, and it immediately goes to an Orioles baseball game.
Yeah, of course.
And John knew something was up, and he goes, "How's the game?" And I'm like, "We're dead. Like, we are dead. I'm gonna watch him get beat, and then he's gonna beat me."
The belt was coming off.
It was weird, and I'm like, "We're gonna die." And then Mr. John, Tim went on and made up this whole backstory to the game. He just looked at the score and started rattling off who had hit, who hadn't, what the inning was, how the game was going, and John just and I was like, that's when I knew he was going to be a pastor. Like, he could make up anything like that on the spot and get people to believe it.
Good liar. Right?
Yeah, good liar. So I was like, that's a pastor right there. Anyway, probably shouldn't have said that last line.
Right, exactly. So I tried to confirm this story with Jeff yesterday to make sure I had my facts straight, and he swears that I don't have my facts straight, but I'm going to tell it how I remember. So here's how I remember this story. So again, Jeff used to use our address because they're thieves to go to Chesapeake instead of Northeast, because everybody knows Chesapeake is better than Northeast. All right, so anyway, so he used our address so he would get dropped off in the morning, right, by your parents, and then you would come home on the bus to my parents' house, and then your dad would come pick us up, pick you up. So we had this buddy down the street, name will be nameless.
Scott.
Yeah, there you go, buddy down the street, and he had his dad was a car nut, had like a 4-car, 6-car garage in the backyard, and had a basketball hoop that was like about 9 feet right above the gutter, and we used to play on it all the time, even though terrible, good, but we used to play out there, and just enjoy the time. And how I remember the story is this: we were playing horse, and horses, I make a shot, you make a shot, all this kind of stuff. And so Jeff decided, I'm going to go back as far as I can, chuck the ball like I'm Brett Favre as far as I can, and I'm going to make it in and play horse. And I know you're going to refute this, but this is how I remember it, and how I remember it is how I remember it. He missed. He missed so much that he didn't hit the backboard, he didn't hit the net, he didn't hit the rim. He hit the window, one of those old school garage doors that were wooden and go up, hits the window inside of the garage door, breaks everything, shatters, ball goes through, glass all over the place. But here's the deal, his dad, Scott's dad, was a car nut. And so that glass literally shattered all over a classic car inside of the garage. We're freaking out just a bit. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
All right. And so we had a couple other friends who were there. Yeah, a couple other friends who were there, and we were freaking out, not knowing what to do. Scott remembers, hey, my dad, weird. He remembered his dad had an extra garage door, an old garage door back behind the garage.
That's true.
And so we were thinking, all right, here. So we went around, we grabbed a piece of glass out. I mean, this old school garage door. So we ripped off the trim, grabbed the glass out, and we had this great plan that we were going to replace the glass, and then nobody would know. So we get the trim off the door, and we put the glass in, and it won't fit right. And so we're pushing, and one of our other friends was inside the garage, and we pushed so hard it shattered. The piece of glass falls down into his leg. He starts running around saying non-Christian things, but running around screaming and yelling. We go inside. There's 4 of us. Another of our friends, like, I don't know what to do. He's running around like a chicken with his head chopped off. And so he decides, well, I'll at least clean up the glass that is in here. So all of that glass that was on top of that classic car, he just thinks, well, I'll just do this. Oh, yeah, exactly. Anyway, so we had a lot to clean up. Once once we scratched up the classic car and got all the glass up, we still had some big pieces from, some of it. And so our buddy Scott put them in his trash can, but he wanted to kind of get rid of the evidence. So he went and got a hammer and started mashing the glass inside of the trash can, only to have the glass hit up and like in a face or arm or something. I don't know what it was. All this to say, I'm not sure that, our buddy Scott lived very much longer past that day, all because someone decided he was better than he was in basketball and couldn't make it.
So that is an amazing story. Has nothing to do with me.
Come on,
it was
now.
not me at all. And I'll tell you how I know this, because I told Pastor Tim yesterday. I said, listen, I have a high moral ethic that if I had broken that, I would have not been able to live with the guilt of just running away and not paying for it. It legit wasn't me. And Tim said, oh, you're a better person than I am, because I would have not had that ethic. And
I would have ran away.
So the
Peace.
story is,
See ya.
My family are thieves. He's the liar.
All right.
So anyway.
Hey, so let's play some trivia. So here's what we're gonna. Did you explain it while I was putting on my Roddy thing?
Probably not, Will.
All right. So we're dealing with like a 10 to 12 second lag here, and so we still want you to be a part. So we don't want to like answer the question before you get it, because that would be weird. And we also want we've got some people keeping score on YouTube and on the Faith app to try to figure out what's going on. So I've got some questions, movies that I'm going to ask Pastor Jeff. We're going to put the question up on the screen before he sees it. You guys will have an opportunity to answer, and then I'll ask him the question. So we're just going to kind of just enjoy the time here a little bit and make sure things work. Hopefully they work. Let me put this up here and then go live with that there. So that'll be there. All right. So I'm going to ask him some questions. I did prompt him a little bit. I told him that he said when we're talking trivia, he said, listen, just do it movies. And he said, just do it like 80s and up. So nothing, earlier in the 80s. And I thought, all right, I love me some 80s movies. And so I have 7 questions here, all dealing with John Hughes films, all from the 80s and up. And I think you guys will enjoy this. So the first one on there, hopefully you guys are answering. Name, Jeff, the top highest grossing John Hughes films. Name 3, the top 3.
Oh my gosh. I want to rewrite my questions. I feel like
but they get easier from here. So the first 2 are fairly easy.
Okay, the first 2 are easy. This is an easy one?
First 2 are fairly easy.
I hate you.
Yeah.
I am not okay.
Number 1.
Home Alone.
Home Alone, number 1. Good.
Home Alone is
Got
number
it.
1.
Top grossing.
So that means Home Alone 2 is the second one.
Home Alone 2 is the second one. The third one you will never get, but I'll give you a chance to guess.
I'll never get it.
No. So,
okay, then that eliminates like the popular ones.
it was a popular movie. It was the 3rd highest grossing. But you got to think of what kind of movies gross the highest. That's the thing. 5, 4, 3.
It's just wrong. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Not Ferris Bueller. You ready? The 3rd highest grossing movie of John Hughes was 101 Dalmatians.
What?
101 Dalmatians. He did not write the book. He wrote the screenplay.
That's
John
stupid.
Hughes. Yes, sir.
That's stupid.
All right, I'm going to throw up the second question there and give you guys...
I disagree with that.
Disagree? All right, I'm going to give you guys a chance. Second question's up there. You guys take a look at it and answer. So, it was a live action one.
Yeah,
from
I know
1996.
Jeff Daniels.
Glenn Close
Yeah.
was who was it? Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
How's that song go?
I don't remember.
Come on,
You
know
sang
the
it
song.
well. You sang it well.
Cruella de Vil. I kind of have. If I went,
you do. If you
I
you're
kind
like
of
the
have
male version of Cruella de
I
Vil.
kind of have the white and the black here. Got the whole.
And
Cruella.
you love dogs.
And I love dogs. Yeah,
And
my
you're a terrible
dogs
dresser.
just running around. All right. So second question on the
right.
screen. You ready? What question was posed at the end of the letter from the Breakfast Club?
I don't remember.
I'm going to read the letter to you, and then you have to fill in the line. You ready?
Okay.
So, dear Mr. Vernon, we accept the fact that you had to sacrifice the whole Saturday in detention for whatever it was we did wrong. But we think you're crazy to make us write an essay telling you who we think we are. You see us how you want to see us in the simplest terms and the most convenient definitions. But what we found is that each of us is a brain, an athlete, and a basket case, a princess, and a criminal. Question.
I don't remember. Would you like some breakfast? I don't remember.
So the line is a basket case, a princess, and a criminal. Does that answer your question?
All
Sincerely
right.
yours, The Breakfast Club. That's it. Absolutely.
Okay, I really do know movies.
I'm going to put up the third question while we talk about the next one. He does know movies.
I know movies.
It's the whole thing. I promise you, you're going to get this next one. It'll be easy. No, don't look at it.
Okay.
But, you'll get it easy. No problem. So, do you want to see me put on some lipstick?
More than anything.
I got a special talent about how to put on some lipstick. All right. Hopefully you guys got it at home. Question number 3. In Christmas Vacation, Eddie tells Clark that his son did what last season in the carnival?
Barking for the...
no, barking for the yak woman, that's this year. But last season he did what?
Guess and wait.
No.
No, okay, all right, hang on. No. He hopes to get to the point where he...
Barking for the yak woman. You ever seen her? Ugly as sin, but a good cook.
Yeah. What? Oh, man, this is embarrassing.
I tell you what, your Christmas vacation, you gotta know that.
I know this.
3.
No, stop counting.
2.
No. No, hang on.
3.
He was like doing the ride.
1.
He was
Pixie Dust Spreader on the
Tilt-A-Whirl. Yeah, I'm counting. I got it.
All right, I'll give it to you, sure. All right, I'm going to put up number 4 while we talk about it. So what was the line about, are you surprised you showed up, Clark? Do you remember that line?
If I woke up tomorrow morning with my head under the carpet, I couldn't be more surprised.
There it is, that I am right now. Yeah. Do you remember the monologue when he got mad?
Yep. Next question.
Yeah. Where's the Tylenol? That's what you want.
Hallelujah!
All right, number 4.
I will say the most, probably if there's a movie quote that I say repeatedly, it is from that movie, and it's "Fix the newel post." That's my favorite line when he has absolutely lost his mind, and he has a chainsaw, and he's getting ready to walk down the stairs, and the post on top of the staircase is what he goes, cuts it off. It's a ridiculous solution, and he goes, "Fix the newel post." Anytime I do something well, change a light bulb, do it in there, fix the newel post.
Sure, fine here. Buffering again on YouTube. Hopefully you guys are with us. I'm sorry. We're streaming fine. YouTube doesn't like us though, so hopefully it'll come up once it's there.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we got a fine stream, so YouTube's killing it. Hopefully it'll come back up. I think the line that we use the most is, "Why is the carpet all wet, Todd?"
I don't know, Margot.
All right, question number 4. In Ferris Bueller, when Cameron is sick at the very beginning of the movie in bed, what is he singing about?
He says, "When Cameron was in Egypt land, let my Cameron go."
Man, see, perfect. He got it. All right, I'm going to throw number 5 up there.
One lesson.
Is it back up? No, still buffering. Come on, man. Come on. What is technology doing to me here? Sorry, everybody. Yeah. We love technology. And I don't know why it is being stupid. Oh, see, I'm back up. I'm good. So it's there. It's on YouTube. Hello. Sorry, everybody. Kelly has it. She's sending me a message. All right, here we go. Hopefully you got the question up there. Number 5. In Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, what does Dell, who is John Candy, use to try to obtain a hotel room?
Do I need to wait for people to answer?
No, you got it. Go ahead.
Shower curtain rings.
Not shower curtain rings. No, he's a shower curtain ring salesman, and he uses the shower curtain rings to get some money while he's in the airport. But when he and Steve Martin go to
the watch?
Yep, it was a watch. What kind of watch was it?
Oh,
cheap type of watch.
Timex?
Casio. The Casio watch he slides across the forearm.
Yeah.
All right. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is one of my counting it. All right. Before number 6. A bonus question. What holiday does that movie center around?
Thanksgiving.
Good job. All right. You guys have number 6 up there. In The Great Outdoors, what actor plays John Candy's brother?
Do I need to wait?
No, go ahead.
Dan
Aykroyd.
Boom.
There it is. So what's your favorite Dan Aykroyd movie is my question.
Okay.
Are you a Blues Brothers guy?
I love the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
I love Ghostbusters. But my favorite movie that he was in, I wouldn't call it a Dan Aykroyd movie, but Gross Point Blank.
Gross Point Blank. He was in that?
He was Grosser. He was another hitman. Don't watch that movie, kids.
Yeah. Not pastoral recommended.
No,
Yeah.
this is Friday night. This is Friday night, Jeff.
Yeah, all the kids are in bed right now, right? It's past bedtime. All right.
There's no school. No kid is going to bed at all.
All right, seventh and final question's been up there for quite some time. You told me that you don't really know this movie.
I don't know this movie at all.
So what was Molly Ringwald's character in 16 Candles? 16 Candles was the coming-of-age movie in the 80s, even though it was slightly before our time, our coming-of-age at least. Samantha Baker, ladies and gentlemen. Samantha Baker in 16 Candles. How's the song go?
16 Candles. If I remember correctly, I think I started to watch this movie when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I feel like
All right, switch
there's
them.
a scene.
Now you're asking me.
I feel like there was a scene at the beginning that I went, I can't believe this is PG, and I turned it off. So I never saw it.
What was it? Was it 16 Candles or was it Pretty in Pink, where they had the Asian guy who learned how to speak English by listening to that by Howard Cosell?
I think it was 16 Candles.
16 Candles was it? All right, so he'd sound like Howard Cosell.
All right, so Tim said I could ask anything about the Orioles.
Oh,
So I hope
boy.
I don't know if these questions are hard or not. Okay, so I gotta look up the answers. I don't even know them. Who was the
reading
starter?
it?
Yeah, for
All right.
the 2003 Orioles that pitched 148 innings
Oh.
and had 4 complete games.
Was it the highest number on the team?
I have no idea. I don't know.
2003 starting pitcher. I think 2003 was the year that they had the snow game, the snow opening day. I was there with Randy Neal and Becky Anthony, me and Jill Snow. 2003. So it was either A, Rodrigo Lopez, or B, Sidney Ponson. Rodrigo Lopez or Sidney Ponson. Do I have to choose one?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Sidney Ponson.
Yep, you're right.
For real?
For real.
Do you want to know a fun story about Sidney Ponson?
No, don't.
So while you put up there, we got to wait 10
Oh
seconds
yeah,
anyway.
okay. You're gonna tell us this story. This is gonna be great.
So Sidney Ponson was from Aruba, and one year in the off season, he got arrested. He got arrested because he was riding his jet ski,
Okay.
and he got mad at somebody else while he was out there in a jet ski, and he punched him out. It turned out to be one of the only judges on the island. And he got arrested, and he punched out a
That's
judge
pretty funny.
in Aruba on a jet ski.
pretty
That was
funny.
Sidney Ponson.
Okay.
All right, number 2.
This will be easy. Which Oriole pitcher led rookies with 15 wins in 2002 and finished second in Rookie of the Year balloting?
With 15 wins in 2002 and finished second in Rookie of the Year balloting. And so he was a pitcher in 2002. Well, it's not. Pitcher in 2002?
This is great. I like it.
Yeah, high coconut coming in, getting lots of kisses. 2002. A pitcher. We didn't have any good pitchers back then.
You did. You finished second in Rookie of the Year balloting.
Yeah, well, I got that now, which means we got rid of him very quickly, which means he didn't stick around because the Orioles hate keeping
4,
people.
3, 2,
I know it's
1.
Rodrigo Lopez.
Yes.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh,
it
there we
is.
go, Rodrigo Lopez.
All right. I knew you were gonna.
So
okay.
Rodrigo Lopez, I think he was the one that pitched that. So it was opening day, and it started snowing on opening day so hard that somebody hit a fly ball. The guy lost it in the snow. It fell down in the airport in the outfield, and the umpires were like, "Oh, I guess we got to call the game now." That was opening day in Baltimore.
Wow.
I think it was like 03 or 04, somewhere in there.
Wow. All right. Who
You
when
don't care.
I don't.
You don't
don't care at all.
Could you
When-
show a little bit more?
I will try. Oh, it's fascinating. When
All
the
right.
Orioles won the 1983 World Series, it took them only 5 games. Who pitched the only game that they lost?
In 1983, pitched the only game that they lost. I have no idea, but I'm going to take a guess, and I'm going to say Mike Flanagan.
Scott McGregor.
Scott McGregor. Yeah,
That
that's
guy.
close enough.
That guy. That's Scott. Tell us a fun story about him.
About, well, in 1983, the last time that they won, when I
you
was
were
2
like
years,
2 years old.
and I didn't remember, and I've spent the last 36 years of my life, no, 37 years of my life, wishing that the Orioles would actually do something good. I can't tell you anything about 1983.
All right. Next question.
Hi, Cookie.
What was the name of the manager that was fired with 2 months left in the 2005 season?
Fired with 2 months left in the 2005 season. Was it Mike Hargrove?
Yeah. Lee Mazzilli.
Lee Mazzilli. Lee Mazzilli, he was a Yankees guy, and I think his name sounds like pasta kind of thing. Like Fusilli?
Mazzilli, I guess.
Mazzilli.
I mean, this is,
I'm hoping you guys are still hanging out here because I feel like I'm the only one who's enjoying this Orioles stuff.
you
We should have picked
definitely are
something
the
else.
only one. All right,
At
who
least
was
I
the
look better in my jacket.
oh, whatever.
Here we go.
Who was the first Baltimore Oriole to hit 50 home runs in a season?
That would be Boog Powell.
Brady Anderson.
Oh yeah, Brady Anderson.
You don't know Orioles.
No, I don't.
No, I don't know John Hughes movies.
Brady Anderson. For those of you who know like the Orioles, like I've always kind of considered myself to have the Brady Anderson physique. You know, just kind of the same manliness, the same, strength. That's just me.
Pastor does drugs.
Not as much steroids though. Yeah, exactly.
All right. What street was Memorial Stadium on?
Was not the Miracle on 33rd. It was the Miracle on 34th. No, it was the other way around. 33rd. 33rd Street.
33rd.
Yeah,
I'll give it to you.
Santa lives on 34th, right?
Yeah.
Santa lives on 34th.
Yeah. All right. Last question. And this is a ridiculous question, but I'll give it to you. I'll give you a minute in either direction.
Oh, jeez.
At Cal Ripken Jr.'s
Ovation.
historic game.
21 minutes.
Any seconds?
21 minutes. So is 21 correct?
I'm not telling you that. I'm saying, but it can go in either direction.
Right. 21:45.
22:15.
30 seconds off.
That was
What's up?
I don't like baseball, and I, from time to time, will still watch that and be like, that was a very touching moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't
Somebody's
care at
cutting onions in the kitchen, something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
So speaking of like tearjerkers, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, the movies that the tearjerker movies like Rudy, like I was actually talking with a friend the other day. That movie, did you see I Can Only Imagine? Like that one, that was like a tearjerker movie.
I don't watch Christian movies.
So what's a tearjerker movie for? What gets you? So are you stoic and you just never cry?
No. I'll cry. Right. I got
Joe, you're tallying up some stuff here, right? No? Kelly, send us a text if you have some people that might have won.
I got choked up at Avengers Endgame. Multiple
Avengers?
Times. Avengers Endgame. And I would get easily choked up. Oh, it's not going to get me any points. Father of the Bride. Okay. When I was like 16. Like, not now. Like, when I was 16, I was like, Steve Martin really has it. Father of the Bride.
Father of the Bride?
Father of the Bride. My Girl. Whenever my kids act up, my wife and I threaten that we're going to have a family movie night and sit down and watch My Girl.
All right.
Hey, kids, let's get together and watch My Girl. And then we're going to ruin their child. That's probably what we're going to be doing during...
Yeah, so in other words, while Jill and I are waiting for our child, we take no pointers from you, is what we're saying.
Do not do anything. Yeah. Do not do anything that I have done as a parent.
All right, Jill was keeping score of some of the comments. Sorry to cut you off there, and I know Kelly was keeping score. It looks like like Chuck got 3 answers. I don't know, is that Greensfelder maybe, Chuck, or?
I think Mike Weiss did too.
Yeah, and Mike Weiss got 3. I did see that. And then there's a Barb and John that got 2 in there. So to Chuck and to Mike Weiss, it looks like you guys got 3. So way to go, way to hang out, and way to make it happen. And it was all with the Orioles too. So, or did Mike Weiss get some of the John Hughes maybe? I don't know. Kelly was keeping score on that. Hey, we're so thankful that you guys took a little bit of time out and just in all the craziness, just enjoyed a little bit of time with us. Sorry about the Facebook thing again. Facebook hates us, but we're glad YouTube is rocking and rolling. So we are still planning every Monday night, Wednesday night, Friday night, and getting all that going. And Sunday morning at 9:30, we will be broadcasting from here. It's crazy, and it's going to get crazy. Please know that if you have any needs, contact us. Send us an email to that COVID-19@faithbc.net, and just give us an opportunity to serve. But as we are spending more time in our homes and maybe spending a lot more time in our homes, please take the opportunity to get together with family and have good conversation. Pray around the table. Just use the opportunity for sure. And by the way, don't spend all of your time with brain numbing stuff. Maybe read something or watch something that might teach you something too. That would be good. Let's use this time to our advantage. Any last words?
Yeah, if you guys are because I'll probably forget to say this on Sunday morning, but if you're looking for things to help kind of inspire your worship, follow us on Spotify, Faith Glen Burnie. Look us up. Pastor Tim has a playlist. I have a playlist. Brianna has a playlist. You're not going to want to listen to that one. And then also just today, we've taken all of the suggestions that you have emailed in for the Worship Wednesdays. Thank you for sending those in. If you would like some songs, to request some songs for us to lead on a Wednesday night, email feedback@faithbc.net, put those in. But we've taken all of those and added it to a playlist. We got to come up with a better name for it, but it's called COVID-19. And what we'll do is you go on Spotify, a lot of the songs that we love that we're kind of jamming out to during this time and the songs that you have requested are all in this one playlist. It'll keep growing as you add, and so it's a great thing to put on as a soundtrack as you're stuck at home. Just have some time and listen to good music.
Very good. I don't know if I shook your hand or not, but I'm doing that. So here, enjoy. We will see you guys live 9:30 on Sunday. Again, be a digital witness. Share it with everybody you know. And we will broadcast hope as much as we can. Thanks, guys. Stay safe.
Love you.
Distance yourself. See you later.
Bye-bye.